What's up guys, Spin Firearms here, and today we're going to be talking about different rounds for self-defense or everyday carry that I've carried or tested in the last couple years. Now, obviously I've tested and shot way more than this, but this is the stuff that I actually consider being solid except for this. We'll talk about this. This I just thought was cool. But these are all solid performers. Now, this debate will never end. People carry revolvers and .357 Magnum. They say that is the best. I think .357 SIG is the best round for self-defense in terms of recoil, performance, capacity, that whole sort of thing. But we'll talk about that later. Some people will only carry a 9. Some people love pocket pistols and carry a .380. Everyone believes something different. Everyone interprets it how they interpret it. So I'm basically just giving you how I interpret these rounds, how they performed, were they accurate, whatever the case may be, right? But before you get started, hit the like button, drop a comment down below, and subscribe. We will actually start off with these because I think you guys will actually like this. Now, my local range actually started supplying these. I don't know if they still do, but for a long time they were. Now, these are in 40 Smith & Wesson, but you can imagine it in whatever caliber you're thinking of. These are the best budget-friendly dots you can carry, as well as performing, right? You can buy some cheap hollow points out there, but they're not going to perform well. They're just not. Gold dots are about as, as solid as they come, right? They're solidified at this point. Everyone knows gold dot. Any ammunition made by Speer is going to be about as solid as can be. But what's interesting about these are $32 for 50. Now, the average hollow point you see here is going to be about $30, $35 for 20. This you get 50. So what's nice about that is they are decent performing hollow points. Now obviously they're not the greatest thing in the world, but they will do the job and you can train with them. You know, like a box of 40s, what, $18, $19 for 50? You're paying an extra $10, $11, but getting to train with your defensive rounds. Now, I'm not saying only shoot this, but every now and then, throw a box through. It's not going to kill you. And on top of that, you want to know that your defensive ammo is going to run the way you want it to. So that's an absolute awesome way to go. Next up, we'll do this. This is not a defensive round, but it's just fun to shoot. You guys should try them. They're basically little shot shells, little beads coming out of a 9mm. I actually have gotten them to cycle reliably before, but they rarely do. It's literally a one-shot thing. But they're fun. They're cool to mess around with in the backyard, that whole sort of thing. Next up, we will go to a different form of gold dot. These are the personal protection. These are the 9mm. If you're going to go with gold dot, do not go with the Gen 2s. Go with the Gen 1s, which are these. And you have the option of plus P or not plus P. But honestly, this is what I would carry in gold dot. 124 grain, plus P, 9mm, even out of my short-barreled firearms. Absolutely love it. Now here is the personal protection version of the 40 Smith & Wesson, right? As you can see, this is going to be some of the best defensive ammo and most tested ammo. Gold dot was basically a law enforcement go-to for a really long time. That's what it was designed for. They are reliable. They do the job. They're as solid as it comes. So any gold dot you'll be just fine with, right? Now for woods carry, this is my go-to ammo. I don't really go to bear country too much. I mean, every month or so we're out in the woods, but not too much. And I'll just throw these in my Glock 29. Simple, 200 grain. Never had a problem cycling them. This is the same box that I've been carrying for a while though. No problem. So let's see. Next up for the 45, right? A lot of people like 45. I like 45 as well. If you're going to carry a 45, carry a solid projectile. 45 is a slow, heavy round. Carry a solid projectile that is lighter. It's going to make your day easier. You're going to have a lighter carry. It's not going to be as much as a pain. You're not going to be picking up your pants as much. Notice 117 grain, which is about a 9mm weight, but 1,480 feet per second. And it's solid projectile. It uses fluid dispersion. This is my go-to defensive round for 45 ACP, as well as the next one. Civil Liberty Defense. I always tell people about these. One, they're about half the weight to a third of the weight of your average round in that caliber, right? As you can see, 78 grain in a 45 ACP. But check out the the feet per second. 1,900 feet per second. Now, that's obviously out of a 4.5 inch barrel, whatever the case may be. Foot-pound energy, 600. That's ridiculous. That's a beast of a round. If you're carrying a 45, one of these two should do the trick. Alright, next up, let's see what else. These I don't carry with, but I have shot them. They're very accurate. They feed reliably, and it's just an interesting thing I thought I'd point out. It's made by Fiocchi, but what's interesting is it's reduced ricochet. Now, it obviously does not have the best ballistics in the world, but it is one of those things, It could potentially prevent a, casualty or someone getting hurt. Do you really need it? No. But just something I thought I'd point out. Some people that might be, right up their alley. Next up, Civil Liberty Defense in 40 Smith & Wesson. Notice, 60 grain, about a third of the average weight. And if you don't believe me, take 2/3 out of your ammo right now, out of your mag. Carry your gun. Now take that 2/3 of the ammo, put it back in for a full mag. Tell me there's no difference. 2,000 feet per second. Now, obviously, out of a 4.5 inch barrel. Foot-pound energy, 500 feet per pound. Pretty decent. And that's not even the plus P version for the Civil Liberty. Here's the 9mm version, the plus P. 50 grain. So once again, we're sitting at about a half to a third of the weight. Plus P, 2,040 feet per second. Foot-pound energy, 462. Now, is that the greatest? It's getting close up to that 500, cutoff line where you want to be. Now, obviously, out of a shorter barrel, stuff like that, you're not going to be getting it, but it makes a heck of a difference carrying a lighter round throughout the day, especially if you are active or do new construction, plumbing, or whatever. These are my favorite for my 45 GAP. These are Buffalo bores. Dang, I ripped off all the info. But I love them. Like I said, 45 GAP, Glock Auto Pistol. It's a shortened 45. These have some of the best ballistics, and on top of that, they're one of the only companies still making rounds for the 45 GAP. Next up, I found a box of these. These used to be law enforcement only. I think you can still get them. I don't know, but I found them in this random hole-in-the-wall shop. Anyways, absolutely great round. Classic, 230 grains. Obviously out of a longer barrel. I got to keep saying that. Let's see if I can find... Nope, can't find any info. Amazing round, reliable round. Very minimal recoil. I was very surprised while shooting these. I actually shot them today with my buddy, and both of us agreed it's not that bad. Then this is the Platinum Edition Extreme Defenders. These are my favorite short-barreled everyday carry rounds, right? These are the Platinum Edition. Now, these are really light, so check this out. Suppressor safe. It's a solid projectile again. It uses fluid dispersion. Nickel-plated brass in this case. Now, let's see if I can find the foot-pound. I don't think it's... Oh, yeah. So we got 68 grains. So, in this case, it's only a third lighter. But 1,700 feet per second of a solid projectile. That is what you want out of a smaller barrel, because smaller barrels don't produce the best expanding hollow points. These are amazing, and they save you a lot of weight, right? Next up, 45 ACP. This is another round I carry in my 45s. It makes it so much lighter. 135 grain, Extreme Defenders. 1,335 feet per second. I don't see the foot-pound energy on there, and I don't feel like calculating it right now. But that is a beast of a round and saves you weight. If you guys haven't noticed, there's a theme here, right? See, I like stuff like this. I have no problem with the personal defense, the Hydra Shocks, the HSTs. I carry it. But I just feel like there's a better defensive ammo out there. 357 SIG. These are the HSTs. Still haven't even shot a full box of these. Let's check it out real quick. Foot-pound energy at the muzzles 513. So that's why federal, HSTs are decent. They do save you a little bit of money, but at the same time, there are better performing rounds, in my opinion. 357 SIG, 50 grain, not even plus P, 2,300 feet per second, and we're sitting at 580 foot-pounds of energy. Unbelievable. Out of a 357 SIG. And remember, all these Civil Liberty defense rounds have no recoil. Zero recoil. It's like shooting a 380. It's ridiculous. I'm telling you guys, try the Civil Liberty. Try the Civil Liberty. And they function. Like, I've had a lot of lighter rounds that don't. Here's the only round I carry in 380s. So my Glock 42, my LCP, my Diamondback 380. 68 grain, 1,300 feet per second, solid projectile. Now, the weight isn't cut dramatically on these, but 380 is a hard time with expansion. Therefore, solid projectiles, and especially in the winter when people are wearing coats, heavier stuff, and layers. 40 Smith & Wesson, these aren't plus P or anything. Extreme Defenders, 115 grain and 40, so you're saving some weight. 1,400 feet per second. Absolutely love Underwood Extreme Defenders. They are the way to go. And they're barrier blind, so they make it through windows and car doors and stuff like that with no problem. 357 SIG, 115 grain. Now, these are the just regular jacketed hollow points from Underwood. I don't get why people don't carry with Underwood. They're the best of the best. Anyways, 1,550 feet per second. Last but not least, the same exact box. So I guess it is. Out of all these, I do like the Underwood Extreme Defenders, and I do like the Civil Liberty. I just think they are the best. They save you weight. A lot of them are barrier blind. I mean, there's so many good things they have going for them. I just thought I would, show these off for this video to give you guys some good options that are out there. But there's still nothing wrong with HSTs, Gold Dots, Federal. But some of this more specialty ammunition, this, thinking outside the box, fluid dispersion, lighter rounds, more power, stuff like that. I like it. I like it nowadays. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.